Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something today that I've learned the hard way. There's a secret to success, happiness, and peace of mind that I want to share with you. But here's the thing. Once you know this secret, keep your mouth shut. The power of silence. Silence is often underestimated in a world that glorifies constant talking, sharing, and overexposing every detail of our lives. But the truth is, there is profound power in silence. Not only does it allow you to protect your peace, but it also becomes a strategic tool that can propel you to success, mental clarity, and inner strength. In today's fast-paced society where everyone feels the need to share their opinions, ideas, and plans, the ability to stay silent when needed becomes one of the most powerful skills you can cultivate. Think about the times in your life when you've spoken too soon, shared too much, or exposed a little too much of your personal journey. You might have felt the sting of someone questioning your dreams or doubting your ability. The moment you open your mouth, you give others the chance to weigh in on your life, your vision, and your ambitions. And not everyone's opinion is going to be helpful. Sometimes it can be downright discouraging or distracting. People will often have their own biases and experiences that lead them to give advice that doesn't align with your purpose. This is where silence comes into play. Silence, in its simplest form, is a protective barrier. It shields you from external judgment, negativity, and distractions. When you stop oversharing, you stop giving people the opportunity to cloud your judgment or plant seeds of doubt. By remaining silent, you are essentially taking control of your mental space and protecting your vision from being tainted by voices that don't understand your journey. This is crucial because the more you expose, the more you give others room to comment, critique, or even criticize what you are doing. And each comment, even if it's not malicious, has the potential to influence your thoughts, your confidence, and your self-belief. Moreover, silence has a powerful way of preserving your energy. Every time you speak, especially about your goals and aspirations, there is a transfer of energy. You either receive energy from others in the form of support, motivation, and encouragement, or you risk draining yourself with negative energy. The more you speak, the more energy you give away. Imagine how much energy you could preserve if you only spoke when necessary and only shared what truly mattered. Every word has the potential to either uplift you or pull you down. If you're constantly sharing everything with others, you risk inviting unnecessary drama or draining yourself with feedback that doesn't serve you. By embracing silence, you also create space for deeper reflection and understanding. When you speak less, you listen more, not just to others, but to yourself. The quiet moments allow you to tune into your own thoughts, to recalibrate and to realign with your purpose. In a world that's constantly noisy, true clarity comes in the moments of stillness. If you're always talking, there's no room for introspection or growth. Silence helps you stay grounded, focused, and in tune with your intuition. Moreover, silence allows your actions to speak for themselves. Instead of constantly talking about your plans, goals, or dreams, let your work be the proof of your ambition. People will start noticing what you're doing, not just what you're saying. When you let your actions speak louder than your words, you exude confidence and certainty. There's no need to explain yourself to anyone. Your results will communicate everything people need to know. If you're always talking about what you plan to do, you risk coming across as someone who talks a big game but doesn't follow through. The more you speak, the more pressure you put on yourself to deliver on what you've said. But when you focus on your actions and let them be the loudest part of your story, you eliminate the need for justification. People will see your progress, and that will speak volumes about who you are and what you stand for. Another significant advantage of embracing silence is the control it gives you over your narrative. Too often we share our struggles, our dreams, and our failures, hoping that others will support us or provide us with guidance. But by speaking too freely, we risk opening ourselves up to unsolicited advice or judgment. Not everyone will understand where you're coming from, and some people may even try to project their fears and insecurities onto you. This can lead to confusion and self-doubt. Silence allows you to control your narrative and protect your story. When you keep your thoughts, goals, and intentions to yourself, you avoid the intrusion of others' perspectives, giving you the space to define your own path without external influence. But let's also acknowledge the fact that silence doesn't mean you are weak, secretive, or hiding something. It doesn't imply that you have nothing to say or that you are unable to communicate your thoughts. Rather, silence is an intentional decision to conserve your energy, protect your vision, and focus on the things that truly matter. It is a choice to be more discerning about what information you release into the world. By speaking less, you allow your inner strength and wisdom to shine through, and that is a form of quiet confidence, a confidence that doesn't need validation from others, but is grounded in your own sense of purpose and direction. In the end, the power of silence is about balance. It's not about becoming mute or withdrawing completely from the world around you. It's about knowing when to speak and when to hold back, understanding that there are moments when silence is the most powerful tool you have in your arsenal. The more you learn to embrace silence, the more you will protect your peace, nurture your energy, and focus on your path with clarity and confidence. Avoid unnecessary sharing. In today's world, it has become almost a reflex to share our thoughts, feelings, experiences, and even our plans with others. Social media platforms encourage us to post everything from our most mundane activities to our most significant milestones. But there's something critical to understand here. Not everything you know, feel, or experience needs to be shared. In fact, sharing too much can sometimes work against you rather than benefit you. The concept of avoiding unnecessary sharing is a cornerstone of protecting your mental and emotional well-being and safeguarding your personal growth. We often share our experiences with the intention of seeking validation, support, or advice from others. It's natural to want to be heard and to feel that our struggles or successes matter to those around us. However, the act of oversharing can leave us vulnerable to the opinions and judgments of others. When you reveal too much about your plans or personal life, you open the door for people, sometimes even those closest to you, to offer unsolicited advice, criticism, or questions. While some of this feedback may be constructive, much of it can be distracting, discouraging, or even harmful. For example, think about a time when you were excited about a new goal or venture and you shared it with someone, only to be met with skepticism or negativity. Perhaps you were met with, "That's not going to work," or "Are you sure that's a good idea?" Those words, though sometimes unintentional, have the power to plant seeds of doubt and derail your confidence. This happens because sharing our goals with others often exposes us to the energy and opinions of people who may not fully understand our vision, our drive, or our circumstances. They may only see things from their own limited perspective, which can skew their advice. It's not that these people wish to harm us, but their perceptions, based on their own experiences or fears, may create more confusion or lead us down a path of self-doubt. There's also an inherent risk in sharing too much because people tend to judge based on surface-level information. When we overshare, we allow others to form opinions about us that might not be accurate. For instance, when you tell someone about your financial struggles, they might immediately begin to view you as someone who lacks stability or foresight. When you share your vulnerabilities, others may see you as weak or incapable, even if you are only seeking understanding or support. By holding back some of the personal details, you maintain control over your own narrative. Not every detail of your life is meant for public consumption. Keeping certain parts of your journey private allows you to stay focused on your personal growth without the external pressures of societal expectations or judgments. Another issue with unnecessary sharing is the potential for people to take advantage of your openness. In the realm of business, relationships, or personal interactions, when you reveal too much too soon, you may inadvertently expose your weaknesses or your plans to those who might use them against you. Competitors, colleagues, or even friends may exploit your vulnerabilities to gain an advantage, whether consciously or unconsciously. This is especially true when it comes to business ideas, career moves, or financial goals. If you are working on a new business idea, for example, sharing it with too many people before you've solidified your plans can result in someone else taking your idea and running with it. The world is full of people who, knowingly or unknowingly, will take what you've shared and use it to their advantage, leaving you with nothing but regret for exposing yourself too early. Avoiding unnecessary sharing also helps preserve your mental and emotional energy. Every time you share something, especially something that's personal or close to your heart, you open yourself up to potential emotional investment. This can be draining, especially if the feedback you receive is not as supportive as you hoped. Constantly seeking validation or advice from others can leave you feeling mentally exhausted and unsure of your own decisions. The more you keep to yourself, the more you give yourself the space to think clearly and independently. It's in these moments of solitude that we often find our most profound insights and ideas. The less you share, the more time you have to reflect, plan, and execute without distraction. Additionally, when you refrain from oversharing, you preserve the mystery around your ambitions. There's something powerful about keeping your goals to yourself and allowing your actions to reveal the results over time. When you don't constantly talk about what you're going to do, you build an air of intrigue and credibility. People are less likely to doubt you because they haven't been inundated with your every move or thought. You become more focused on your objectives and less concerned with what others think about them. Your work, your results, and your consistency become the measure of your success, not the words you've spoken. Furthermore, holding back some of your thoughts and plans encourages discipline and personal integrity. It forces you to rely on your own judgment and intuition instead of constantly seeking reassurance from others. When you share everything with everyone, you risk losing touch with your inner voice and becoming overly dependent on external opinions. This can lead to confusion and even regret when you realize that you spent too much time trying to please others or seeking approval. When you choose not to share unnecessarily, you also protect your peace. We live in a world full of noise, distractions, and opinions, and sometimes the best thing you can do for your own well-being is to tune it all out. By not oversharing, you avoid subjecting yourself to the emotional ups and downs that come with others' reactions. It helps you stay grounded and focused on your own path without the external noise clouding your judgment. In essence, avoiding unnecessary sharing allows you to build a stronger, more resilient foundation for your future. It allows you to cultivate inner strength and self-reliance. It preserves your energy, protects your peace, and ultimately helps you stay true to your vision. It's important to remember that not everyone needs to know everything about you. By keeping some things private, you create the space to develop your ideas, achieve your goals, and protect your emotional well-being from unnecessary interference. The importance of action over words. We live in a world where words are abundant. Everyone has an opinion, and everyone is quick to share it. Social media platforms, blogs, podcasts, and countless other outlets are filled with words. Words that inspire, words that inform, words that entertain. But despite the abundance of words, there's something that often gets overlooked: action. Words can motivate, but actions are what truly matter. The importance of action over words cannot be overstated, especially when it comes to achieving success, building credibility, and creating a meaningful impact. When we talk about our goals, dreams, and intentions, we often get caught up in the excitement of vocalizing them. There's something inherently satisfying about articulating our desires and plans, and it often feels like we're making progress simply by talking about them. But here's the reality. Words alone will not lead to success. Words without action are empty promises. Talking about what you want to achieve without taking the necessary steps to make it happen is a waste of time and energy. Consider the countless people who speak about their big ideas, their plans for the future, or the projects they're going to tackle, yet never follow through. You've probably encountered individuals who have grand ideas, but never seem to get anything off the ground. They talk, they plan, they dream, but they never take action. This is a common pitfall. Talking about your plans is easy. It doesn't require much effort. But acting on those plans, that's where the real work begins. Action requires commitment, discipline, and effort. It means doing the work, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. It means showing up every day regardless of external circumstances and putting in the necessary effort to turn your words into reality. When you focus on taking action rather than just talking about what you want to do, you begin to build real momentum. The more you do, the more you achieve, and the more progress you make. People will begin to see you as someone who gets things done, not just someone who talks a big game. Actions speak louder than words. And over time, your actions will build a reputation of credibility and reliability. One of the most powerful aspects of action is that it leaves no room for doubt. When you act, you prove to yourself and others that you're serious about your goals. Words, on the other hand, can be questioned or doubted. People may question your intentions or wonder if you're really going to follow through on your promises. But when your actions align with your words, there's no question, your results speak for themselves. If you want to be known as someone who achieves, you must show the world through your actions, not your words. Furthermore, taking action helps you learn and grow in ways that words simply cannot. When you act, you encounter challenges, obstacles, and setbacks that teach you valuable lessons. These experiences provide insights that you can't gain through discussion alone. Words might provide inspiration or guidance, but it's through action that you develop the skills, knowledge, and resilience necessary to succeed. Taking action gives you real-world feedback, allowing you to refine your approach, correct mistakes, and improve over time. Words are passive. Action is active. By acting, you engage directly with the world and the challenges it presents, pushing yourself forward and creating opportunities for growth. Another critical aspect of prioritizing action over words is that it helps you avoid the trap of overthinking. When you talk about your plans too much, you may become paralyzed by the fear of failure or the desire for perfection. You start to analyze every detail, seeking the perfect solution or the perfect timing. But waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect plan can lead to inaction. At some point, you need to take the first step, even if it's not perfect. You learn as you go, and sometimes the most important thing is just starting. Action cuts through the analysis paralysis and propels you forward, even if the path isn't clear from the start. Ultimately, it's the balance of words and action that leads to meaningful results. Speaking about your dreams, sharing your goals, and expressing your intentions can be motivating and helpful, but without the foundation of action, those words are just empty promises. If you want to make a real impact in your life and the lives of others, focus on what you do, not just what you say. Let your actions become the true reflection of your ambitions and your character. Words may spark inspiration, but it's action that creates lasting change. The importance of action over words. In today's society, words are often seen as the most direct form of communication, and with the rise of social media, we are more connected than ever to a constant stream of thoughts, opinions, and plans. It's easy to get caught up in this cycle of talking about what you want to achieve, sharing your goals with others, or even inspiring others with your words. However, despite the prevalence of words and their role in motivating people, there is a crucial aspect that is often overlooked: action. While words can provide inspiration, it is ultimately the actions we take that lead to tangible results and true success. This is the truth that many people fail to grasp. Words without action are empty, while actions speak volumes about who you are and what you're truly capable of. Action has the ability to build momentum in ways that words never can. When you talk about your goals or ideas, it feels good, doesn't it? It's a form of expression that makes you feel as though you're moving forward. But the reality is that talking is not progress. It's just that, talk. Anyone can talk about what they want to do, but it's in the doing that real change occurs. Imagine this: someone shares a vision about starting a business, writing a book, or getting fit. But after countless discussions, the work never begins. You may have heard about their goals 1,000 times, but if they don't take concrete steps, those words will remain just that, words. It's easy to talk about change, but it's a completely different thing to actually make it happen. The difference between success and failure is often not in the size of the dreams we have, but in the commitment to take consistent action toward achieving them. It's not enough to express your desires. You have to put in the work to bring them to life. When you focus on action, you eliminate the chance for hesitation and overthinking to derail your progress. Words, while useful for expressing your thoughts and ideas, can sometimes create unnecessary self-doubt or open you up to the opinions of others. When you constantly talk about what you want to do, you start to seek approval or validation from the people around you. People may give their advice, feedback, or even criticize your plans based on their experiences or fears. While some of this feedback may be constructive, much of it can be unhelpful, causing confusion and hesitation. The more you talk, the more room you leave for uncertainty to creep in. However, when you take action, you bypass the thinking and analyzing phase that can paralyze you. Action forces you to make decisions, and each decision brings you closer to your goal. The more you act, the more you learn, and the clearer the path ahead becomes. In many ways, action is the antidote to indecision and overthinking. Every step you take gets you closer to understanding what works and what doesn't, refining your approach as you go. Another powerful benefit of prioritizing action over words is the sense of self-confidence and internal validation it provides. When you take action, you begin to prove to yourself that you can achieve what you set out to do. Each step forward, no matter how small, builds your self-esteem and strengthens your belief in your abilities. Words may motivate or inspire, but it is the act of doing that proves to you that you have the capacity to achieve. Success is not built on talking about your dreams. It is built on the execution of them. The more you take action, the more confident you become in your skills, your decisions, and your ability to navigate challenges. In a world full of noise, where everyone is quick to give their opinions, the most powerful validation comes from within, and that validation is earned through the results of your actions. One important thing to note is that while taking action is important, it is also essential to take the right kind of action. Not all actions are equal, and simply being busy doesn't necessarily mean you're moving in the right direction. Taking meaningful, strategic actions that align with your goals is key. It's easy to get caught up in activity without a clear sense of purpose, but it's the deliberate, focused actions that will yield the greatest results. For example, someone might spend hours every day working on a project, but if they're not working in a focused and intentional manner, they may not make the progress they want. To truly succeed, you must ensure that the actions you take are aligned with your long-term objectives. It's about quality, not quantity of action. A series of small, thoughtful steps in the right direction is far more effective than a flurry of random actions that take you nowhere. What makes action so powerful is its ability to transcend barriers and create momentum, even in the face of challenges. There are many reasons why people talk but don't act. Fear of failure, uncertainty, lack of motivation, or external distractions. But when you commit to taking action, you make a promise to yourself to keep moving forward, no matter the obstacles. You learn to adapt and pivot when things don't go as planned. There is a certain resilience that comes with action. It's the ability to face setbacks head-on and continue moving even when the path is not entirely clear. Words can express uncertainty and doubt, but action provides you with the tools to confront and overcome these challenges. Every action, even if it doesn't lead to immediate success, contributes to building resilience, problem-solving skills, and perseverance. Taking action also serves as a demonstration to others of your seriousness and commitment to your goals. People may hear about your ambitions and may be supported at first, but when they see you actively pursuing your goals and making progress, they begin to take you seriously. Words are easy to forget, but actions leave a lasting impression. When you act, you show the world around you that you are not just talking about your dreams, you are living them. This can attract the right kind of attention, opportunities, and support as people are drawn to those who are making real progress, not just talking about it. Actions build credibility, trust, and respect, and these qualities are vital for success in any area of life. In conclusion, while words can be a great starting point for sharing your ideas, sparking inspiration, or setting goals, it is the actions you take that truly shape your future. Action provides clarity, builds confidence, and creates real progress. It eliminates self-doubt, overthinking, and the risk of falling into the trap of mere talk. To truly succeed, it is essential to commit to doing the work, not just talking about it. Taking consistent, focused action transforms dreams into reality and sets you apart from those who merely speak of success without ever making it happen. Focus on your own journey. In a world that is increasingly interconnected, it's easy to get distracted by what others are doing. We are bombarded with images of success, achievement, and social validation on a daily basis. Social media platforms, for instance, offer a constant stream of updates about the lives, careers, and accomplishments of others, creating an illusion that everyone else is always ahead or doing better than you. It's in moments like these that it becomes crucial to focus on your own journey and not compare yourself to others. It's important to remember that everyone's path is different, and staying focused on your own course is the key to true success and fulfillment. The first step in focusing on your own journey is recognizing that comparison is not only unproductive, but it can also be incredibly damaging to your mental and emotional well-being. When you constantly compare yourself to others, you risk falling into the trap of inadequacy, jealousy, and frustration. You may start questioning your own choices, abilities, and progress simply because someone else appears to be ahead of you. But the truth is, everyone's journey is unique. What works for someone else may not work for you, and vice versa. Comparing your progress to someone else can lead to self-doubt and cause you to lose sight of your own strengths, goals, and values. Each person has their own path, shaped by their experiences, opportunities, and challenges. And focusing on others will only pull you away from what is truly important to you. When you focus on your own journey, you create space for clarity and self-reflection. You stop looking at what everyone else is doing and start asking yourself, what do I truly want? What are my goals? What is my vision for the future? Instead of trying to keep up with someone else's timeline, you begin to define your own. Focusing on your own journey allows you to make decisions based on your values rather than external influences. It empowers you to chart a course that aligns with your unique skills, experiences, and aspirations. By tuning out the noise and distractions of other people's paths, you give yourself the freedom to explore and discover what works best for you without the pressure of conforming to someone else's expectations or standards. Staying focused on your own journey also means accepting that there will be setbacks, challenges, and detours along the way. Everyone's journey has its ups and downs, and no one's path is without its struggles. However, when you focus on your own journey, you learn to view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles that stand in your way. It allows you to embrace the process, knowing that every experience, whether good or bad, contributes to your development. Comparing yourself to others can lead to frustration when you face challenges because you might feel as though you've fallen behind. But when you focus on your own progress, you understand that these challenges are part of the journey and they will only make you stronger in the long run. Another important aspect of focusing on your own journey is the ability to set your own pace. Society often places pressure on people to achieve certain milestones by specific ages or times, creating unrealistic expectations that can cause stress and anxiety. However, when you focus on your own journey, you understand that there is no set timeline for success. Some people achieve their goals quickly while others take a more winding path. Both are valid. Your journey is yours to define, and it's okay if it doesn't look like anyone else's. The beauty of focusing on your own path is that you can move at a pace that feels right for you. You can take the time you need to grow, learn, and evolve without rushing or feeling pressured by external standards. Finally, focusing on your own journey means celebrating your own progress, no matter how small it may seem. When you're constantly comparing yourself to others, it's easy to overlook the strides you've made. Focusing on your own path allows you to appreciate the work you've done, the lessons you've learned, and the growth you've achieved. It encourages a mindset of gratitude where you recognize and value your progress, even if it's not immediately visible to the outside world. This sense of accomplishment fuels your motivation and encourages you to keep moving forward. In conclusion, focusing on your own journey is essential for long-term success and fulfillment. It allows you to define your own path, embrace challenges, set your own pace, and celebrate your progress. When you stop comparing yourself to others and start prioritizing your own growth, you'll find that your journey becomes much more rewarding and meaningful. It's not about where others are, it's about where you are and where you're headed. The power of silence and discretion. In a world where opinions are freely expressed, thoughts are constantly shared, and everyone seems eager to offer advice or commentary, the power of silence and discretion is often overlooked. People frequently feel compelled to voice their thoughts, whether in conversations, social media posts, or in the midst of discussions about plans and ideas. However, there's a certain strength in holding your tongue and choosing when to speak. It's often said that silence is golden, and in many ways this rings true. There's a deeper wisdom in knowing when to remain quiet, especially when it comes to your goals, your plans, and your journey. The first aspect of silence that is powerful is its ability to protect your energy. When you talk too much about your plans or ambitions, you open yourself up to the opinions and judgments of others. While some feedback can be constructive, much of it is unsolicited, irrelevant, or uninformed. Not every person around you will understand your vision or your journey. By keeping your plans to yourself or sharing them only with trusted individuals, you create space for your energy to remain undiluted by the opinions of others. Words, especially when shared with the wrong people, can drain your enthusiasm, leading you to second-guess your decisions or abandon your ideas altogether. Silence offers a shield, protecting your sense of purpose from external distractions and criticism. Additionally, choosing to remain silent gives you the opportunity to observe and listen more carefully. In the rush to talk, to share, or to seek validation, we often forget to listen. Listening is an underrated skill, one that can offer incredible insights and understanding. When you hold back from speaking, you create the mental space to take in what others are saying, to understand their perspectives, and to gain valuable information. This practice of listening allows you to make better informed decisions, whether in business, relationships, or personal growth. Moreover, it helps you avoid the trap of speaking too soon before having all the facts or fully understanding the context. By choosing silence, you develop a deeper awareness that is invaluable in navigating life's complexities. Moreover, silence allows you to keep your focus sharp and maintain control over your narrative. The more you talk, the more people know about your intentions, your plans, and your weaknesses. This can lead to unwanted interference or advice, often from people who may not have your best interests at heart. People who are unaware of the full context of your goals might offer suggestions that are based on their limited understanding or even personal biases. When you share everything too freely, you risk being swayed by the advice of others, potentially leading you off track. By remaining silent about the specifics of your plans, you maintain control over your narrative. Your actions, rather than your words, become the proof of your dedication and ability to succeed. This gives you the ability to surprise people with results, not empty promises. Another critical aspect of silence is its role in fostering self-reliance and discipline. The more you talk, the more you rely on external validation, whether it's approval from others, their feedback, or their recognition of your efforts. Silence, on the other hand, encourages you to rely on your own judgment and intuition. When you stop talking about your goals and plans, you focus on the work itself, trusting in your abilities and understanding that the results will speak for themselves. This practice of doing without needing to announce your every move strengthens your sense of discipline. It teaches you that success comes not from seeking constant validation, but from doing the hard work consistently, regardless of whether or not anyone is watching. Another benefit of silence is its ability to maintain mystery and intrigue. When you keep your goals, ideas, and personal life private, you become a person of interest, someone others are curious to learn more about. People are drawn to those who don't need to constantly share their thoughts or validate their actions. By speaking less about your plans and intentions, you cultivate a sense of mystique that works in your favor. There's a certain appeal to being someone who lets their actions speak for them, who doesn't feel the need to explain or justify themselves. This sense of mystery often builds credibility as others begin to associate you with competence, focus, and strength. Over time, people respect and admire your ability to work in silence, knowing that you'll let your results do the talking. Taking a step back from constant communication also fosters the development of personal strength. In a society where people often feel the need to overshare, practicing silence teaches you to be comfortable with solitude and self-reflection. You learn to process your thoughts without the need for external input, and you gain confidence in your own ability to think critically and make decisions. This personal strength is essential in building resilience. When you're not constantly explaining yourself to others, you develop the mental fortitude to stand firm in your beliefs, even in the face of criticism or doubt. Silence nurtures a deeper sense of inner peace as you become less dependent on external approval to feel validated. Furthermore, silence plays a crucial role in emotional intelligence. By not reacting impulsively or sharing your feelings immediately, you give yourself the time and space to process emotions in a healthy way. This self-regulation allows you to make more thoughtful, deliberate decisions instead of reacting based on immediate emotional impulses. Silence offers the opportunity to pause, to breathe, and to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. It allows you to manage your emotions effectively, leading to better relationships, more measured responses, and less emotional burnout. In sum, silence is not simply the absence of sound, but a powerful tool for personal growth, discipline, and self-awareness. It protects your energy, fosters a deeper understanding of others, allows you to control your narrative, and promotes a strong sense of self-reliance. By choosing silence over excessive talking, you create the space for your actions to speak louder than words, building a reputation of reliability, focus, and strength. Silence enables you to stay grounded in your purpose and to avoid being swayed by distractions, allowing you to make steady progress toward your goals. The value of patience. Patience is a quality that is often undervalued in today's fast-pacing world. We live in a society where instant gratification is the norm, whether it's through fast food, social media, or the rapid exchange of information. The desire for immediate results, fast success, and quick answers is prevalent, yet true growth and success often require patience. Learning to embrace patience, especially when pursuing long-term goals, is one of the most powerful tools you can develop for achieving meaningful success in life. Patience is critical because it allows you to persevere in the face of challenges and setbacks. Every journey, whether personal or professional, is filled with obstacles. There will be moments when things don't go according to plan, when progress seems slow, or when you encounter unexpected difficulties. Without patience, these challenges can feel overwhelming. You might become frustrated, discouraged, or tempted to give up. However, patience gives you the strength to keep going. It reminds you that setbacks are temporary and part of the natural ebb and flow of life. Instead of focusing on the immediate frustration, patience teaches you to focus on the long-term goal and the bigger picture. It enables you to continue working through difficulties, understanding that success rarely happens overnight. Another crucial aspect of patience is that it allows you to develop resilience. Life is full of twists and turns, and the ability to adapt to changing circumstances is essential for success. Patience helps you cultivate the mental and emotional resilience needed to navigate these fluctuations. When you are patient, you give yourself the time and space to learn from mistakes and adjust your course. It's not about rushing toward the end goal, but about understanding that each step, no matter how small, is a necessary part of the journey. Resilience doesn't come from avoiding challenges. It comes from facing them with patience and persistence, knowing that each obstacle brings you closer to your ultimate destinations. Patience also fosters a mindset of growth. When we rush through life, we miss out on the opportunities to learn, reflect, and improve. In the pursuit of instant results, we often overlook the small victories that contribute to our progress. Patience encourages us to appreciate the process and recognize that growth is incremental. Whether it's mastering a new skill, building a business, or improving a relationship, patience allows you to see that success doesn't happen in an instant. It's the result of consistent effort and dedication over time. By embracing patience, you give yourself the chance to evolve and grow into the person you need to be to achieve your goals. Furthermore, patience teaches you to trust the timing of life. Sometimes things don't happen when you expect them to, and the waiting can feel excruciating. But patience reminds you that the right opportunities often come at the right time, not necessarily when you think they should. It teaches you to trust the process, even when you can't see the immediate results of your efforts. By being patient, you allow life to unfold in its own time, knowing that the right moments will arrive when you're ready for them. Patience provides peace of mind, knowing that you don't have to force things to happen. Instead, you trust that they will happen when the time is right. Patience also enhances your relationships with others, whether it's with family, friends, or colleagues. Every relationship requires time, effort, and understanding to grow. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to become impatient with others, especially when expectations aren't met or when people don't respond in the way we want them to. However, patience allows you to accept people as they are and appreciate their unique journeys. It gives you the space to listen, understand, and support others without judgment or frustration. By practicing patience, you build stronger, more meaningful relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. In conclusion, patience is a vital quality for success, personal growth, and meaningful relationships. It enables you to persevere through challenges, develop resilience, and maintain a long-term perspective on your goals. By embracing patience, you allow yourself the time and space to grow, adapt, and trust the process of life. In a world that often values speed and instant results, patience is a reminder that true success is built over time and that each step of the journey is worth appreciating. The importance of keeping your circle small. In life, the people we surround ourselves with have a significant impact on our growth and success. We often hear the phrase, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with," and this reflects a powerful truth. The energy, values, and mindsets of those around you will influence your own actions, beliefs, and outcomes. In today's world, where social connections and networking are often prioritized, it's easy to overlook the profound importance of carefully choosing the people we allow into our inner circle. Keeping your circle small isn't about isolation or avoiding relationships. It's about being selective and intentional with who you spend your time with, recognizing that the quality of your relationships is far more important than the quantity. The first reason why it's crucial to keep your circle small is because smaller circles allow for deeper, more meaningful connections. When you have fewer people in your life, you can invest more time and energy into cultivating strong, genuine relationships. These relationships are often based on shared values, mutual respect, and trust. By maintaining a smaller circle, you avoid the superficiality that often comes with having too many acquaintances. In large groups, it's difficult to form close, authentic bonds because interactions are often scattered, and it's easy for individuals to become lost in the crowd. A smaller circle, however, allows you to build a deeper understanding of the people around you. You're able to have more meaningful conversations, share your experiences, and support each other in ways that foster personal growth and emotional connection. Moreover, a smaller circle enables you to better protect your mental and emotional energy. Not everyone you meet will have your best interests at heart, and some people may drain you rather than uplift you. By keeping your circle small, you ensure that you are surrounded by individuals who genuinely care about you, support your goals, and provide positive energy. When you have a large circle, it's easy to become influenced by negativity, drama, or toxic behaviors that can weigh you down. Keeping your circle tight allows you to set boundaries and eliminate relationships that are detrimental to your well-being. The people you choose to spend time with should energize you, challenge you to grow, and encourage you to stay focused on your goals. Smaller, more intentional circles often lead to greater emotional stability and mental clarity, as there's less external noise to distract or disrupt your peace. Another reason why keeping your circle small is important is because it gives you the opportunity to surround yourself with individuals who align with your goals and values. In life, it's essential to have people around you who understand and support your vision, who can provide guidance, encouragement, and accountability as you pursue your dreams. When you're constantly surrounded by people with conflicting values or goals, it's easy to become discouraged or lose sight of what you're working toward. A smaller circle of like-minded individuals allows you to share your ambitions with people who understand your drive and can offer the right kind of support. Whether it's a mentor, a close friend, or a partner, having people in your life who are aligned with your aspirations creates an environment that is conducive to growth and success. These individuals are more likely to offer valuable advice, constructive feedback, and encouragement that pushes you to keep moving forward. Having a small circle also allows for greater accountability. In large groups, it's easy to hide behind the anonymity of the crowd and avoid taking responsibility for your actions. However, when you have a smaller, more intimate circle, you are held accountable for your decisions and behaviors in a way that drives personal responsibility. The people in your inner circle are more likely to call you out on your mistakes, offer constructive criticism, and hold you to a higher standard. This level of accountability can be incredibly motivating as it encourages you to stay on track and continue striving for excellence. Rather than being surrounded by people who may let you slip by without offering honest feedback, a small circle allows for a more honest, transparent relationship where you can receive the support and guidance necessary to push through challenges and obstacles. Finally, keeping your circle small enables you to focus on quality over quantity in your relationships. In the age of social media and constant connectivity, it's easy to accumulate a large number of friends or followers, but the reality is that many of these connections may not be meaningful or substantial. The value of relationships should not be measured by how many people you know or how many followers you have, but by the depth of connection you share with those who truly matter. A small circle allows you to prioritize quality relationships over the superficial nature of larger social networks. These relationships are built on trust, understanding, and shared experiences, and they provide a foundation of support that is much more valuable than a large number of shallow connections. When you invest in fewer but more meaningful relationships, you create a network of people who genuinely care about your well-being and success. One of the most important aspects of keeping a small circle is the impact it has on your growth and development. With fewer distractions, less drama, and a more focused environment, you can channel your energy and resources into achieving your goals. When you have a large group of people around you, it's easy to get caught up in other people's problems, opinions, or distractions. A smaller circle minimizes the likelihood of being derailed by external pressures and keeps you focused on your own path. The people you choose to surround yourself with should be individuals who inspire you to be better, challenge you to think differently, and support your growth. A small circle provides a fertile ground for personal development, as you have the opportunity to engage deeply with those who share similar values and aspirations. At the same time, a small circle does not mean isolation. It means that you're intentional about who you allow into your life, recognizing that not every relationship is beneficial or worth nurturing. Quality relationships are the ones that allow for mutual support, honesty, and respect. It's not about having many friends or connections, but about having the right people who understand and appreciate you for who you are. These individuals become your inner circle, those who are there for you through thick and thin, who push you to be your best self, and who celebrate your successes as if they were their own. When you have a small circle of strong, positive relationships, you create a support system that empowers you to navigate life's challenges with confidence. In conclusion, keeping your circle small is an essential practice for maintaining emotional well-being, fostering personal growth, and achieving success. It allows you to build deeper, more meaningful connections with those who align with your values and goals, and it offers a sense of accountability and support that drives you forward. A small circle minimizes distractions, negative influences, and shallow relationships, allowing you to focus on what truly matters in your life. By being selective and intentional about the people you allow into your inner circle, you create an environment where you can thrive, grow, and ultimately achieve the success you desire. The impact of focused effort. In an age where multitasking is often praised and speed is valued over precision, one of the most overlooked principles in achieving success is the power of focused effort. Many people believe that in order to succeed, they need to be doing a million things at once, managing numerous projects and juggling various responsibilities. However, the truth is that success often comes not from the quantity of tasks you take on, but from the quality of effort you put into each one. Focused effort is about dedicating your time and energy to one thing at a time, committing fully to the task at hand, and honing your skills in a specific area until you achieve. The first benefit of focused effort is that it allows you to achieve higher levels of productivity. When you focus all your attention on one task, you are able to give it the time and energy it requires, which leads to better results. Multitasking, on the other hand, often leads to fragmented attention, errors, and wasted time. The human brain is not designed to focus on multiple tasks simultaneously, and studies have shown that multitasking can actually reduce efficiency and the quality of work. By dedicating yourself to one task at a time, you ensure that you give it your full attention, which leads to faster and more effective completion. Focused effort helps you avoid distractions and stay on track, making it easier to accomplish your goals and meet deadlines. Another key advantage of focused effort is that it allows for deep learning and skill development. When you direct your energy toward mastering a specific task or area, you are more likely to develop expertise and proficiency. Whether it's learning a new language, developing a new business, or mastering a particular skill, focused effort is essential for making real progress. By focusing on one task, you can break it down into smaller, manageable components and learn step by step, gaining deeper knowledge and understanding as you go. This focused approach leads to mastery, and the more you practice and refine your skills, the better you become. In contrast, dividing your attention between multiple areas often prevents you from reaching the highest level of expertise in any one field. Focused effort also helps to build momentum and consistency. When you dedicate yourself to a task and make steady progress each day, you create a rhythm that helps you move forward, even when things get tough. It's easy to get discouraged when you're trying to juggle too many things, but when you focus on one thing at a time, you are able to see the incremental progress you make it, which boosts your motivation and keeps you going. This momentum creates a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction, which fuels your desire to continue working toward your goals. Focused effort enables you to stay on course, overcome obstacles, and keep moving forward toward your ultimate objective. Additionally, focused effort helps to build discipline and resilience. Success rarely comes without obstacles, and when you're committed to a task, you will inevitably encounter challenges along the way. Focused effort teaches you to persevere through these difficulties, knowing that the results will be worth the effort in the end. It's easy to give up when faced with setbacks, especially if you're juggling multiple projects or responsibilities. However, by staying focused on a single goal You develop the mental fortitude to push through adversity. Discipline is built through consistent, focused effort, and resilience grows as you learn to face challenges head-on and continue moving forward. Moreover, focused effort allows for greater clarity in decision-making. When you're spread thin across multiple tasks or areas of your life, it's easy to become overwhelmed and indecisive. Focus, on the other hand, brings clarity. When you direct all your attention toward one task, you are able to make clear, decisive choices without being distracted by other concerns. This clarity helps you stay organized and make more effective decisions, which ultimately leads to better outcomes. Focused effort also enables you to prioritize what's most important, eliminating unnecessary tasks and distractions that don't contribute to your ultimate goal. In conclusion, focused effort is the key to achieving success, mastering skills, and staying on track toward your goals. It helps you increase productivity, build expertise, create momentum, and develop resilience. By dedicating your time and energy to one task at a time, you ensure that you are working efficiently and effectively, allowing you to reach the highest level of success. The power of keeping secrets. The idea of keeping secrets may seem counterintuitive in an era of oversharing on social media and a culture that often celebrates the loudest voices. However, there is profound power in knowing when to keep things to yourself. The ability to hold on to information, especially personal or sensitive details, is a strength that can protect your goals, preserve your energy, and safeguard your peace of mind. When you choose to remain silent about certain aspects of your life, you demonstrate wisdom and emotional intelligence, allowing you to navigate the world more effectively. First, keeping secrets allows you to protect your energy. When you share too much about your plans, dreams, or thoughts with others, you open yourself up to criticism, unsolicited advice, and negative energy. Not everyone around you will understand or support your ambitions, and some people may even try to discourage you from pursuing your goals. By keeping certain things to yourself, you create a buffer between your personal life and the opinions of others. This protection enables you to focus on your journey without the distractions of others' judgments. Protecting your energy in this way is vital for maintaining clarity and staying true to your path. When you share too much, you risk letting the negative energy of others influence your mindset or derail your progress. By keeping secrets, you maintain a sense of control over your thoughts and energy, enabling you to stay grounded in your mission. Additionally, keeping secrets helps you to avoid unnecessary drama and conflict. People often talk without thinking, and when sensitive information is shared, it can quickly be misinterpreted or used against you. When you keep your personal matters private, you limit the potential for misunderstandings, gossip, and conflicts. In relationships, whether personal or professional, there is a fine line between sharing and oversharing. While honesty and transparency are important, there are times when it's best to keep certain details to yourself. People can easily twist your words or use your vulnerabilities to their advantage. When you choose not to disclose everything, you protect yourself from unnecessary drama that can arise from careless conversations. Keeping secrets, especially in situations where the information is not necessary or relevant to others, helps you maintain your peace and emotional stability. Moreover, keeping secrets can be a strategic move in business or personal endeavors. Many successful individuals understand that talking about your plans before they are fully realized can often lead to premature disappointment or failure. When you share your goals too early, you invite external scrutiny, which can lead to doubt or negative perceptions. Some people, though they may mean well, may question your abilities or cast doubt on the feasibility of your plans. Keeping your goals and ambitions to yourself, at least in the early stages, allows you to focus on execution without interference. It's often better to let your success speak for itself once you've achieved it rather than having to explain or defend your vision along the way. This strategy is not about deceit or secrecy for the sake of hiding things, but rather about creating the space to build something without the pressure or distraction of others' opinion. Another reason why keeping secrets is powerful is that it helps you retain a sense of mystery and intrigue. In personal relationships, maintaining a degree of privacy can make you more fascinating and appealing. People are naturally curious about others, and when you don't reveal everything about yourself, you spark intrigue. This sense of mystery can deepen your relationships as it allows others to get to know you gradually rather than having everything laid out at once. Whether in friendships or romantic relationships, leaving certain aspects of your personality or life undisclosed can create a sense of excitement and anticipation. People are drawn to those who keep a bit of mystery because it challenges them to understand you more deeply. This tactic is not about playing games or being deceitful, but rather about understanding the balance between openness and maintaining your personal boundaries. By keeping some secrets, you allow relationships to unfold naturally without the burden of full transparency too soon. Additionally, keeping secrets fosters a deeper sense of trust and loyalty in relationships. When someone confides in you and trusts you with their personal information, it's a sign of respect and confidence. Keeping their secrets demonstrates that you value their trust and are willing to protect their privacy. This is particularly true in professional settings, where confidentiality is often essential. Maintaining discretion in the workplace or in business dealings builds trust with colleagues, clients, or partners. It shows that you can be relied upon to keep sensitive information private, which strengthens your reputation and relationships. In personal relationships, when you hold someone's secret, it strengthens the bond between you and that person, making them feel valued and understood. The ability to keep secrets is a sign of integrity and emotional maturity, as it reflects your respect for others' boundaries and trust. Another benefit of keeping secrets is that it allows you to maintain a sense of control over your narrative. In a world where people often feel the need to explain or justify themselves, keeping certain aspects of your life private gives you the power to define who you are on your own terms. By not sharing everything with others, you retain control over how much of yourself you reveal and to whom. This control is essential for maintaining your personal identity and avoiding being misunderstood. When you keep secrets, you protect your right to share only what you feel comfortable with and avoid letting others shape or dictate your story. The more you share, the more vulnerable you become to others' interpretations, judgments, and assumptions. By keeping certain things to yourself, you retain the autonomy to decide how and when to reveal parts of your life, maintaining control over your personal narrative. Moreover, keeping secrets enhances your emotional intelligence. It requires self-awareness and discernment to know when to speak and when to remain silent. The ability to manage your words and protect sensitive information is a sign of emotional maturity. It shows that you understand the power of information and how it can be used for both good and harm. Keeping secrets is not about being closed off or detached from others, but about understanding the value of boundaries and knowing when to respect the privacy of yourself and others. Emotional intelligence involves recognizing the importance of privacy, listening without judgment, and offering support without the need to share everything. By keeping secrets, you practice self-control, which is an essential component of emotional intelligence. In a world where information is constantly shared and opinions are voiced without hesitation, keeping secrets is a powerful tool that allows you to protect your peace, maintain control, and build stronger relationships. It gives you the space to execute your plans without unnecessary interference, fosters trust and loyalty in your personal and professional relationships, and helps you preserve your energy and focus. While secrecy should not be used to manipulate or deceive others, knowing when to keep certain things private is a form of emotional intelligence that leads to a deeper sense of control, respect, and personal growth. By practicing discretion, you protect your peace, ensure your plans are not derailed, and create space for meaningful connections to flourish. The art of strategic thinking. Strategic thinking is the art of looking beyond immediate circumstances and considering the long-term implications of your actions. It involves analyzing your situation from various perspectives, considering potential outcomes, and making decisions that align with your broader goals. In many ways, strategic thinking is like playing a game of chess, thinking several moves ahead and preparing for challenges before they arise. The ability to think strategically is a critical skill that can be applied in nearly every area of life, from business and career development to personal relationships and self-improvement. One of the fundamental elements of strategic thinking is foresight. Strategic thinkers don't just react to what's happening in the present, they anticipate what could happen in the future. They recognize that their actions today will have consequences down the road, and they make decisions with a long-term vision in mind. Foresight requires an ability to step back from the immediate concerns and distractions and focus on the broader picture. This type of thinking involves considering not just the direct impact of your actions, but also how those actions might influence other areas of your life or business. By thinking strategically, you can avoid making short-sighted decisions that could lead to problems down the line. In addition to foresight, strategic thinking requires adaptability. No matter how well you plan, things don't always go according to plan. Unexpected obstacles, changes in the market, or shifts in personal circumstances can throw off your strategy. Strategic thinkers understand the importance of flexibility and are willing to adjust their plans when necessary. They are able to pivot quickly and reframe their thinking when the situation demands it, ensuring that they stay on course even when things don't go as expected. Adaptability is a key trait of strategic thinkers because it allows them to navigate challenges with grace and resilience, rather than becoming discouraged or stuck. Another important aspect of strategic thinking is the ability to prioritize. In any situation, there are countless tasks, goals, and responsibilities vying for your attention. Strategic thinkers understand that not everything can be tackled at once, and that some tasks are more important than others. They are able to evaluate their options, assess what will have the greatest impact, and focus their energy on what truly matters. This sense of prioritization helps them avoid getting bogged down in trivial tasks or distractions, ensuring that their efforts are aligned with their long-term goals. Moreover, strategic thinking involves the ability to evaluate risks and rewards. Every decision you make carries some level of risk, and strategic thinkers are adept at weighing the potential benefits against the possible downsides. They take calculated risks, understanding that growth often requires stepping outside of their comfort zone, but they also consider the consequences of their actions. Strategic thinkers don't act impulsively or based on emotion. They make decisions based on logic, data, and a clear understanding of the potential outcome. This careful evaluation of risks and rewards helps them make smarter, more informed choices that ultimately lead to success. Lastly, strategic thinking encourages collaboration and leveraging the strengths of others. No one can achieve great things alone, and strategic thinkers understand the value of surrounding themselves with people who complement their skills and strengths. By building strong teams and fostering relationships with others who share their vision, strategic thinkers are able to amplify their impact and reach their goals more effectively. Whether it's in business, personal growth, or relationships, strategic thinkers recognize that collaboration is often the key to achieving success. In summary, strategic thinking is the key to long-term success, whether you are pursuing personal or professional goals. By thinking several steps ahead, anticipating challenges, adapting to change, prioritizing what matters most, evaluating risks, and collaborating with others, you can make smarter decisions that propel you towards your desired outcomes. Strategic thinking is a valuable skill that can help you navigate life with clarity, purpose, and resilience, leading to greater fulfillment and achievement.